आपको चलेंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रोसीजर एक्ट 2023 के खिलाफ इस वक्त समाअत जारी है।
थी वहाँ तो स्लेवरी भी थी, हमारे यहाँ तो नहीं है। नहीं शुक्र है नहीं है वहाँ नहीं। सुनिए, वहाँ राइट ऑफ वोट बड़े सगीर में पहले खवातीन को मिला, उन्होंने बाद में दिया राइट ऑफ वोट। पूरी उनकी हम लोग इतने मुतासिर क्यों हो रहे हैं वहाँ से?
मैं नहीं हो रहा जी,
पर वैसे
दूसरों की गलतियों से भी तो सीख सकते हैं।
वैसे मैं कह रहा हूँ यूएस की बात भी आपने चले उसके ना भी करें, अब जनरल बात हो रही है तो मतलब यहाँ तो पहली अपील है ना, यहाँ तो सुओ मोटो में बहुत कुछ हुआ, आपने देखा
सर।
तो उसकी फिर अपील भी ना हो
सर देखिए
वैसे जनरल बात कर रहे हैं, गोइंग थ्रू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फ्रेम, बट आई एम जस्ट कमेंटिंग ऑन दिस।
184(3) में जो कुछ हुआ, अगेन आई एम नॉट हियर टू डिफेंड इट।
नो नॉट सो,
मैं ये कह रहा हूं वो गलत है। देखिए
नो वी हैव टू एक सेकंड, वी हैव टू लुक एट लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस यू सी and look at interpretation accordingly. We've seen that suo moto could be abused and there could be an appeal provided. So वो तो generic बात होगी ना, जाना तो हमने process के through ही है। Process में मेरा आपसे सवाल ये था कि why can't we read into 55 that if suppose a particular provision does not provide any extent, तो उस जगह फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जहाँ extent है उसका हम ख्याल रखेंगे jurisdiction, जहाँ नहीं extent वहाँ it's open and we can enlarge the jurisdiction.
You see, the question here, again, I mean, I'm repeating my first question. The question here is not whether there should or should not be an appeal. Right now, there is no appeal. The question is, if an appeal is sought to be provided, who is competent to provide that appeal? That is the core question. Whether the Parliament, through a constitutional amendment, has to provide an appeal, or can it be done by ordinary legislation where the jurisdiction has been under 184 has been conferred by the Constitution. So can something be done which has been done by the Constitution by providing an appeal through ordinary legislation?
And if I may just take it further, can the Supreme Court provide an appeal under 184(3)? Suppose this law did not exist.
The Supreme Court couldn't have done that.
No. Can it ever do it?
No, not the Supreme Court itself.
Never?
No.
So that means that this तो गया. तो अब आया है सिर्फ we are resting with the constitutional amendment.
Sir,
hang on, constitutional amendment. Could that constitutional amendment be challenged in the Supreme Court?
It can be.
And it has been.
It has been.
And amendment कहा कि yes you can challenge it.
आपने तो खुद बढ़ा दी थी।
नहीं हमने नहीं, मगर मैं माइनॉरिटी में था। मगर देखिए ना, तो बात वो जो है ना, वो जो सिर्फ रह जाती तो हम तो दे नहीं सकते हैं। अगर हम एक चीज नहीं दे सकते हैं और आप तस्लीम कर रहे हैं और आप ये कह रहे हैं पार्लियामान दे सकती है मगर सिर्फ थोड़ा सा फर्क रह गया है, नहीं सुनिए, सिंपल मेजॉरिटी से नहीं करेगी, वो करेगी 2/3 मेजॉरिटी, बस यही फर्क रह गया ना अब, क्योंकि अमेंडमेंट आ गया ना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का, बस इतना फर्क आ गया ना। कर सकती है मगर तरीके कार गलत है, और यही असल क्वेश्चन था एजाज साहब का। और मैं बार बार कह रहा हूँ, असल क्वेश्चन ये है, आप लोग इधर उधर जा रहे हैं, जो अपना केस मेरे हिसाब से आप कमजोर कर रहे हैं। अगर आप उधर ही ठहरते तो शायद आपकी आसानी होती, मगर आप क्योंकि अब हमें उधर ले गए तो सवाल फिर उठते जाएंगे।
मैं तो अभी अपील वाली प्रोविजन पे एक्चुअली आया नहीं था।
अपील पर आप आए हैं मिस्टर भंडारी, अपील पर आए हैं तो फिर सवाल, आई विल आल्सो गो बैक टू माय ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन दैट अगर राइट ऑफ अपील सब्सटैंटिव राइट दी है तो वो सब्सटैंटिव राइट को कंट्रोल कैसे कर रहा है एक कमिटी ऑफ 3 जजेस विच कैन देन डिसाइड कि कितने साइज बेंच बैठेगा और उस राइट को ब्लॉक कर देगा। So then that substantive right of appeal which we want people to have, which they have a right to have under this law, that has been blocked. Even in this case, there is a full court sitting, there is no right of appeal now because that right has been totally blocked. So what was the purpose of creating that right? This is a question that I'm waiting for the Attorney General to answer. But just to ask you this question from this side as well, what would you answer to that?
Well, for me that absolutely highlights the problem with this provision. An administrative power will be used and has been used to completely stultify the exercise of judicial power.
The court can never say कि 10 judges बैठेंगे, 11 बैठेंगे, because वो appeal हो ही नहीं सकेगी।
I take it one point further. If the right of appeal has to be provided in every case, right now the sanction strength is 17. That means 9 judges have always to be available to hear an appeal. The largest bench that can be constituted is therefore an 8-member bench.
Agar your argument is basically flawed. I'll tell you why it is.
Well, let me complete it.
No, because then I'll point out the flaw.
Let me complete it.
No, because आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकेंगे. I'll tell you what the flaw in the argument is. The basic argument is flawed. Why is it flawed? First of all, you say the law is good.
I don't say that.
ठहर जाइए ना, ये क्वेश्चन अराइज ही नहीं होगा ना. वो अभी तो अपील है ही नहीं ना, तो ये हमारे ऑर्डर की अपील कहाँ जाएगी, वो तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होते ना. अभी इस मौजूदा सूरत हाल में अगर ये कानून है ही नहीं तो कोई राइट ऑफ अपील नहीं, खत्म. चाहे वो 5 के साथ सुने या 10 के साथ सुने या फुल बेंच सुने या कितने नंबर हैं वो सुने, वो तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता. तो ये कानून पहली दफा ये एक राइट ऑफ अपील दे रही है. अब आपका कहना कि क्योंकि ये कानून राइट ऑफ अपील दे रही है मगर इस केसेस में तो राइट ऑफ अपील होएगी नहीं. सिंपल जवाब है, बिल्कुल सही बात है. क्योंकि अगर 17 जजेस या फुल कोर्ट भी इतनी बड़ी गलतियां करने लगे तो फिर राइट ऑफ अपील होना ही नहीं चाहिए. एक तो जवाब ये हो सकता है. दूसरी बात है कि हम वी कैन इमीडिएटली रीड दैट इनटू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कि भाई नेचुरली अपील नहीं है. अगर जो आपने हमें 2 केसेस दिए, हवाला दिए यूसुफ रजा गिलानी वाला, तो पहले बेंच थी 7 की, दूसरी बेंच बनी 8 की. तो इफेक्टिवली सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने वही काम किया जो ये कानून करता है, इससे ज्यादा तो नहीं किया. कानून भी यही कह रहा है कि राइट ऑफ अपील. तो ये मफरूजा पहले हम खड़ा करें, राइट ऑफ अपील किधर जाएगी? बिल्कुल नहीं होगी, खत्म, घर जाओ. अगर हमने सब फुल कोर्ट ने कर दिया या इस मिकदार में जजेस ने कर दिया कि वो अपील नहीं होगे, इसीलिए हम बहुत एहतियात से काम करते हैं कि ऐसे केस में तो राइट ऑफ अपील का सवाल नहीं पैदा होता. ये तो एकेडमिक एक्सरसाइज है हमारे इख्तियार की. मगर जहां आप कोई अपना कोई केस लाएं, फॉर इंस्टेंस आप अपनी पार्टी का, अगर हमने फुल कोर्ट बिठा दी तो बात खत्म हो जाएगी. ठीक है, तो वो हम किसी की राइट ऑफ अपील तो है ही नहीं. तो पहली बात तो पार्लियामेंट ने दी है, तो अब कहना कि 99% दे दी तो 1% बच गया तो इसलिए बेकार हो गया, इसलिए लॉ खराब है. इसलिए मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ आपका आर्ग्यूमेंट फंडामेंटली फ्लॉड है. आप मेरी बात समझ गए हैं मैं क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ?
बट ये मेरा आर्गुमेंट है ही नहीं ना जी. मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं फुल कोर्ट पे जा ही नहीं रहा हूँ. मैं फुल कोर्ट में ठीक है, फुल कोर्ट आप बैठ के फैसला कर दें, उसके ऊपर कोई
इसका फायदा कुछ नहीं.
सर, मैं एक
कॉम्पिटेंस का इशू पहले हल कर लें.
मैं एक बिकॉज
क्रॉस द कॉम्पिटेंस देन वी गेट इनटू दिस क्वेश्चन.
मैं तो जी अब सवाल आ रहे हैं तो जवाब तो देने.
इसका फायदा तब होगा ना.
मैं एक इसका मेरा एक और फंडामेंटल इशू है जो मैं कह रहा हूँ.
आप बताएं.
Assuming this law, your lordships uphold this law, for let's assume for the sake, then the right of appeal is there. Then in every case, under 184(3), you have to make provision for leave 9 judges out so that they can hear an appeal. Therefore, the maximum strength of the bench can always be 8 or not more. What will happen in that case to judgments that your lordships have delivered by 10 member, 11 member, 12
No
member,
appeal.
13 member benches?
No appeal.
Can you never overrule those judgments then?
ओवररूल इज डिफरेंट. देखिए अब आप फर्क में आ गए.
तो किसी
My
और
lord, that's-
वो अगर हम
that's
किसी
a
और केस
curtailment
में
of your-
बैठकर
that's a curtailment of your judicial power is what I'm
overrule तो
arguing.
Right
किसी
of
और
appeal
केस
is a different thing, and right of interpretation and learning from our mistakes or becoming wiser is altogether
My
different
lord,
thing.
allow me to articulate my point. My point is that if you are stuck with a maximum of 8 or 9 judges in a bench, you can't create a bench larger than 9 in under any circumstances, then you can never overrule larger bench judgments, and that's a
आपको
curtailment of your...
घबराहट क्यों हो रही है अगर राइट ऑफ अपील मिल गई?
मतलब
आप एज अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी आपको क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? हो सकता है आप फायदे में इसमें हो किसी केसेस में.
जरूर. फिर आप ये दो जजमेंट्स मैंने दी हैं सर, इनको भी ओवररूल कर दें, प्रोविंस को भी
आपसे मैं पूछ रहा हूँ एज अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी आपको फायदा या नुकसान क्या हो रहा है?
फायदा नुकसान की बात नहीं है जी.
नहीं,
We are only-
हो रहा है तो बता दें.
We are only, कोई फायदा नुकसान नहीं है, सिर्फ the only concern is that Parliament and my client today it's
I
going
hope
through
it's a
difficult
professional
time, but
engagement.
it can be in power again. It can be in power again. The history of Pakistan teaches us this. So even then I'm under instructions to say that this is not something that the Parliament
सॉरी,
should be
ये
allowed
जो
to
बात
do.
आप कर रहे हैं ना, आई एम अंडर इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू स्टेट, सॉरी, हम ये बिल्कुल नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. इस किस्म की नौयत के केसेस में यू आर नॉट अंडर एनी इंस्ट्रक्शंस, यू अपीयर टू असिस्ट द कोर्ट. ठीक है,
I do that.
ठीक है.
I
तो
do
your client can say stand on your head or whatever. I'm not concerned with that. This is not his rights or that party's rights that we're talking about, that you can give instructions. जब आपने ये तय कर लिया है कि कोई उनका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तो फिर आप ये नहीं कहें साथ साथ आई एम अंडर इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू स्टेट. सॉरी टू से आप मातहत नहीं है. You are an officer of this court first and foremost, and in this case the matter ends there, doesn't go beyond that.
My lord, that goes, your lordship, when I first stood here on the last date, your lordship asked me a question, who are you with? And I said, I'm supporting the petitioners, but with some caveats. That's all I'm saying. That all that I've said, the legal submissions I made are not.
In the
based
instructions
on
का
my-
लफ्ज़ ना इस्तेमाल करें.
I'll take that. But the position is that Parliament should not have this power because it may not be used in a benign manner tomorrow. That's the only
In
concern.
other words, we will not use it properly. Right of appeal.
No, not
Learned
your
counsel,
lordship, not you.
आपने- Learned
Who is to
counsel-
stop Parliament from?
कल आएगा वो वाला लॉ फिर आप देख लेंगे. हमने कोई ब्लैंकेट अथॉरिटी तो नहीं दे रहे हैं.
इस कोर्ट पे इसी कमरे में फिजिकल अटैच भी हुए हैं. पार्लियामेंट में जो होता रहा.
Sorry. Please
मैं
stay
ये कह रहा
focused.
हूं, उसके
ये
लिए
बातें ना करें ना.
उसके लिए आप पार्लियामेंट को इसीलिए ये फायरवॉल क्रिएट की गई है अगेंस्ट द टू प्रोटेक्ट द जुडिशरी. दैट्स ऑल आई एम सेइंग. पार्लियामेंट अपने डोमेन में रह के हजार चीजें करे.
हम प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहते हैं पार्लियामान को भी.
जरूर करें. मैं आई एम ऑल फॉर इट. इसीलिए तो मैंने आपको एंट्री 55 में से एक रास्ता देने की कोशिश की है, which goes against what the case law of this court
Under
says.
the constitutional scheme, each organ of the state has been provided the power to make its own rules. The judiciary doesn't make the rules of the parliament, the judiciary doesn't make the rules of the executive, the judiciary makes its own rules.
Yes,
Right? Only those rules made by the executive or other organs which are in conflict with the constitution can be looked at by us, and if we find they conflict with the constitution, they have to be struck down. So those three firewalls have been intentionally, deliberately created by the constitution, and the interest of every citizen of the state is that they remain intact.
Absolutely, my lord.
Number two, substantive right hai, right of appeal. My question is, how can a procedural law, even if it is not ultra vires, provide such an appeal?
It can't. It can't.
Now,
This-
Mr. Uzair, if I understand you correctly, and I just want to close this point here, that you're saying that for the purposes of substantive right to appeal, entry 55, we have to, the law has to pass the test of entry 55, and entry 55, then you also say that there are two problems with it which are still unclear and unanswered. One is that there has to be express provision. Under the law is not clear, and it is not clear how jurisdiction is being vested in the Supreme Court through other statutes. So while we rely on 55 for this, 55 itself is shrouded in a bit of a mystery, and there are unanswered questions.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Bhandari, just one.
Ji.
Now, assuming that this power to make law under 191 is an enabling power, the subject matter is the practice and procedure of the court. So, could it be said that the power of the court, the rule-making power, in respect of this subject matter, and the power, if this is an enabling power of Parliament to make a law, are coterminous, meaning they extend over exactly the same area?
My lord, I would say no, because then once Parliament covers everything, then there is nothing.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, whatever is the subject matter of the practice and procedure of the court has the power to make rules in that regard.
My lord.
If law as used in 191 is an enabling power, it operates on the same subject matter, and the area therefore is the same.
If it is used as an enabling provision,
Yes, yes.
then yes.
But then if that is so, you have just told us, and quite rightly so, that in exercise of rule-making power, the Supreme Court cannot give a right of appeal.
It can't.
So therefore, if the two powers are coterminous in respect of the subject matter, my question to you is, how can, if it is an enabling power, how can Parliament use Article 191, because that is what is referred to in the
Yes.
preamble, how can it use that power to confer a substantive right of appeal? How is that possible?
It can't. It can't be.
So I agree
done,
with
right?
I agree with the comment made by my little brother, but and just adding to that, to the extent of practice and procedure, if we were to take 191 to be an enabling power, then to the extent of law, practice and procedure, the law is correct. As far as the substantive provision of appeal is concerned, we'll have to look the other way, and then we'll have to look at 55, which, as I had earlier said, is already full of confusion and not very clear. So that's that. But as far as the law and practice and procedure is concerned, if we were to imagine that 191 is an enabling provision, then the law passes the test, the committee and all the other provisions, except the substantive part of appeal, which is still unanswered, and we wait for the others to.
My lord, even then, that's why I added a caveat at the outset that even if it is an enabling provision and enables Parliament to enact a statute for rules and procedure on the basis of 191 itself, it will still be subject to some all overarching constitutional principles. Now, one constitution.
Fair enough, that's fine.
My lord, allow me to finish this. One overarching constitutional principle, which in my humble opinion, and that's what I've submitted, has acquired the status of a constitutional convention, is the power of the Chief Justice to form benches. Now, I am not for a moment saying that that should not be revisited. I'm not for a moment saying that. I'm saying that since that has achieved the status of a constitutional convention, that constitutional convention is being continued by virtue of the provisions of Order 11 of the Supreme Court rules. Therefore, the Parliament can't undo that, as held by Baz Mohammad Kakar. Your lordships will have to do that in exercise of rule framing power.
So आपका जो point है ना, suppose if we were to take 191 to be an enabling power, then we look at the law, and we look at the law, then it has to pass the Master of Fundamental Rights and all. And yes, I would agree with my learned brother who would refer to my earlier order relating to the committee deciding the thing, which is I'm very clear on that issue. There could be either that has provision, could be, speaking for myself, read down, or we're not sure whether at all they judicially decide this question or administratively decide this question. One would imagine because it's a committee, it is more of an administrative thing.
Yes.
That's a snag which needs to be rectified, but that's that.
Yes, yes.
Can I just place a conundrum before you, and if you can respond to it?
Another one, my lord.
This is the first one. This is the first one which directly affects me.
Okay.
Since everyone is very kind on both sides of me, and all of you are very kind, let's suppose I, in the person of the Chief Justice, become very unreasonable. All my colleagues ask me to call a full court meeting to amend certain rule which requires amendment, okay, or some other issue. I say no, I will not do it. So there is, nobody can do anything about it, Elibad. So when we talk about, there are two arguments. One is trichotomy of powers. Then within a particular constitutional body like the Supreme Court, yes, I can go along with the first one, but then are you also propagating the omnipotency to the Chief Justice, or as used to be criticized, the Lord Chancellor of England, and the equity varies with the Chancellor's foot? So suppose I become unreasonable, tough luck to all of you, to everyone in Pakistan, tough luck. Right? No. How will you resolve this? Parliament has said, well, you may not like it, Mr. Chief Justice, but we have made an attempt to resolve it, because you are never going to do it. You are never going to do it. And you are, by your conduct, have shown you are never going to do it. So you can say, no, we must persist on omnipotency to the Chief Justice, the person of the Chief Justice, and he can do no wrong. And let him do. Is it democratic? Is it just? Is it forget the constitution of Pakistan for the time being. I'm talking now of greater concepts like justice and fairness. Does it meet? We talk about Islam, but surprisingly enough, not one person has mentioned Islam here. Does Islam even permit this? Such a powerful body of one person, unaccountable, totally. And someone legislates, the only thing I find fault with is, how dare you legislate? I can do so, but I will not do so. Now tough luck to you, Mr. Bhandari and everybody else. Do whatever you want to. So it suits me. Like I said, my colleagues are much too kind to articulate something, but I think it needs to be articulated and said. And please respond to it. How will you check my unreasonable conduct?
If I could add to that, not only the Chief Justice's conduct, but suppose if the full court sits down and makes a rule that we'll hear cases twice a week only, we'll only work till 10 o'clock, and so be it. And firewall, good luck to your firewalls. And we're firewalled, we're just very covered. We could just hear cases only twice a day and twice a week and just till 11 o'clock or whatever. And we could have a vacation for 6 months or things like this. So we're firewalled. Nobody can touch us. So we can just run the court the way we want in any manner that we want. And the parliament, which represents the people, cannot come up and say, sir, what are you guys doing? Come on. Have a heart.
But can I turn the example on its head? Can the parliament say that your lordship will...
चीफ जस्टिस काजी फायज ईसा की सबराही में फुल कोर्ट इस वक्त समाअत कर रहा है और आप बराह रास्त देख सकते हैं अपनी स्क्रीन पे।
मेरी पहचान है मेरे चुपते सवाल, दिखाऊंगा आईना तो बुरा मत मानिएगा, होगा हर छोटी बड़ी खबर पर तबसरा, पूछूंगा सबसे सख्त सवाल, हक वो सच है मेरी आवाज, इस आवाज को दबाना नहीं, बहा ले जाऊंगा हर रुकावट, क्योंकि मैं बहता सैलाब हूं। देखिए अब तक डॉक्टर दानिश के साथ।
अभी सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।